up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and you know, since day one on YouTube, I've always talked about living a lifestyle lower in rice, bread, sugar, and pasta. So what I didn't know at the time is that was ketogenic, and that really helped me to lose the 100 pounds and maintain it. I really stick with complex carbohydrates as opposed to simple carbohydrates. And so keto is just a way to live a low carb lifestyle that helps you to burn fat as opposed to burning carb as your energy. You burn the fat. So I love it because it keeps you healthy, it keeps you full, it keeps you feeling good. You're eating more proteins and complex carbohydrates. So hopefully today you'll learn something from my diet, and I'll give you some ideas on some meals that you can try as well that happen to be vegan and plant-based. Be sure to check the information section for exact recipes and even links to items that I'm using. But while I have you, make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel and also my vlog channel. Make sure that you come back on all Thursdays and some Sundays for video uploads, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Yeah, my first meal of the day is usually pretty simplistic. Many of you guys know I usually fast throughout breakfast, so my first meal is usually a smoothie so that I can get some nutrients back into my body. I usually have cashew milk and a vegan-based protein with kale or spinach, and then I usually put in blueberries for restoring my joints and things like that, soreness from working out. I also use my Yay organic juice powders. I swear by the wheatgrass and the acai berry, which gives me so much energy throughout my day, and I'm good to go. That's easy to prepare. The next meal that I love to have around, which is full of nutrients and makes you feel good for your day, is my vegan version of the quesadilla. All I'm using is a low carb tortilla, olive oil, garlic, clove, red pepper, spinach, hummus, non-stick spray, and salt and pepper. I chop up the red pepper into thinner planks. I then ensure that the garlic clove is chopped down as small as I would like it. I also chop up the spinach small enough to make sure that it cooks down easily. I then prepare to cook down the vegetables really well. So I take just a little bit of that olive oil, spread it around the pan. You're just wanting to make sure that you don't have everything sticking. Cook up the red peppers and the garlic first so that those can brown just a little bit. It smells so good. This is like one of my favorite scents of vegetables cooking. And then I throw in that spinach just so that it doesn't get like extra wilted. You still want it to have just a little bit of bite to it. What I find to be the best method is to add the hummus to your tortilla and spread it all the way around. From there, you're just gonna go ahead and season it the way that you want. So I use salt and pepper. I like my chipotle pepper. And then from there, you're gonna spray in your non-stick cooking spray into your skillet and add that tortilla. What you're trying to do is make sure that it browns and everything comes together, and you're gonna add in the insides from the other skillet. And y'all, it seems simple, but it is so delicious. You're gonna let that sit for a while so that the tortilla has a little time to get a little harder and a little bit crunchy on the outside. And I just kind of flip that and make sure that it browns a little bit. I like mine just a little bit brown, but it just comes together so well. And after that, I just cut it however I would like, and I serve it with maybe a side or some tortilla chips, whatever you would like. As far as meal prep is concerned, this is a great option because it's easy to pop into the microwave or into the oven should you want to heat it up for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It also keeps well for me, so I love it. This veggie bowl is something that I love. It's a great keto meal. It tastes amazing, and I make it a lot. I use soy sauce or liquid aminos, rice vinegar, tempeh, red bell pepper, broccoli, a little carrot, cucumber, cauliflower, a little chili paste, and then sesame oil and also sesame seeds. So first off, I make sure that my tempeh is cut into squares. I add the rice vinegar and the liquid aminos into the bowl and then mix that up really well. Add in those tempeh squares, and you're gonna let those sit for a while just until they soak up some of that flavor. From there, I use my grater and chop up the carrots, and then I cut the cucumber up into nice planks. And then I continue with that and cut the red pepper up as well into nice planks. I also take the broccoli florets and cut most of those in half because you want those in nice little digestible pieces. I add the olive oil to the skillet and go ahead and spread that around. And I add my marinated tempeh or tempeh. I pay close attention to this while it's cooking up. I like mine really nice and brown on both sides. I just think it brings out the flavor a bit more. So because I am quite lazy, I like to buy these riced cauliflower bags instead of chopping up the cauliflower like rice myself. And then I just pour that in and cook it up with a little bit of water until it's nice and tender, but still a little bit firm. And then in a separate skillet, I like to add my vegetables in with a little olive oil and saute those down and cover them up until they're nice and tender. I still want them to be a little bit firm and just tender. And after that, I take my chili sauce and add some vinegar, some liquid aminos, also some oils, those sesame oils, a little avocado oil if you'd like. Mix that up and you got your own chili sauce. I love it. Now I pour in the base of the cauliflower rice and add the vegetables as well as the tempeh. And then I go ahead and season it if I want a little bit more seasoning, but usually I'm fine here. I add the cucumbers on top and then I pour on my sauce. And y'all, you talking about heaven in a bowl. Now the reason why this is one of my favorite meal prep meals is because all of these items keep pretty well within the refrigerator, so I can pull from them when I want to, and I can use them for different things like wraps. So I often take these very same items and make a different meal, which is a wrap, and I pair it with guacamole. I don't necessarily use the chili sauce, which changes up the taste and also gives me something else to look forward to. Now this next meal is the vegan red curry. Y'all, I said the last one was my favorite, but I think I lied. There's many things that you use for this recipe, but it's still really easy. So I'm using full fat coconut milk. I find that works the best. Red curry paste or sriracha, ground or fresh ginger, liquid aminos, maple syrup, carrots, red bell pepper, yellow squash, zucchini, a lime, sesame seeds, green onions, fresh cilantro, and garbanzo or chickpeas. I cut my red bell peppers up really well, and then I cut up my carrots. Just make sure that your carrots are cut up in digestible pieces. You don't want big chunky pieces of carrots for your curry. I then move on to my squash and make sure that that's chopped down the way that I like it as well. I like those a little thinner, and I just find that those work better within this recipe when they're just a little bit thinner. Y'all, I just get so excited when I see all of the colorful vegetables. That's what I love about this curry bowl. Now y'all know that this little contraption is in my Amazon shop. It makes it so easy to make zucchini pasta noodles, and I go for the angel haired size. There's so many different sizes that come with this thing, but look at those beautiful noodles. Now this step is optional. You don't have to have roasted chickpeas. You can add your own type of protein, but I love garbanzo beans. So I take these and I go ahead and add olive oil to those and to the pan, and then I season them. I'm going to use curry powder, and I also use like a little bit of sea salt, maybe a little bit of pepper if you would like. I put those in the oven on about 425 for maybe 20 minutes, and they're good to go. While that's happening, I kind of multitask, and I have things that I like to go over top of that curry bowl. So I have those green onions, the cilantro, and the lime. So I take time to cut those up really well, and I'm going to include the green onion whites and the green parts. So it's time to make the sauce. Like, guys, please go with the full fat coconut milk. It just tastes much better and it makes the curry smoother. So add in everything else, your liquid aminos, your maple syrup, your sriracha or chili paste. Mix that around over medium to high heat. Don't allow it to scorch your sauce. Then you add in those peppers as well as carrots because those take the longest to get tender. And after that, you can mix that around for a while, but then add in those next vegetables like the zucchini noodles as well as the squash and those roasted chickpeas. I like to mix those around and make sure that the sauce penetrates all of the vegetables really well, and then it is pretty much good to go. After that happens, you can let it cook for just a little while, but you don't want your vegetables to get too slimy. I like them to still have a little bit of bite to them. After that, I just go ahead and put them in a bowl if I'm going to serve it right then. But the great thing about this red curry is that it holds well in the refrigerator. I've eaten off of this for up to, admittedly so, 5 days, and it still tastes really darn good. So just make sure that you keep it really cool and fresh. And I also take the toasted sesame seeds and put that over top, but for the most part I just store it all together, so it's already prepared and I just take out as I need it. The vegan keto noodle bowl is this other one I really love, and for this one you need a zucchini squash, carrots, cauliflower, red bell peppers, cilantro, mixed greens if you would like, tahini paste, avocado oil, water, apple cider vinegar, curry powder, ground coriander, sea salt, ground turmeric, cumin, black pepper, and ginger, ground ginger or fresh. I'm starting off by making my zucchini noodles, and I'm using my smaller version of my zucchini noodle maker, if you will. So I'm going to use the smaller setting on that as well. From there, I'm doing my version of julienning a carrot. I'm not good at this yet because I'm just not good at making them all thin and everything. You can buy julienned carrots if you'd like, but all I'm doing is chopping them as small as I would like them. Sometimes people chop them smaller, it's up to you, but that's what I did. And I'm cutting the cauliflower heads like in 3s or 4s just to make them smaller. I find cauliflower hard to eat when it's too big, so that's just my decision. And then I went ahead and chopped up the red pepper. It just really adds to the flavors of a lot of these different foods and makes them switch up a little bit better, so that's why I like to cook with it a lot. And then I chop up my fresh cilantro as well. From there, I add everything in together. So from the cilantro to the cauliflower and even the carrots and red peppers, I make sure that those are all mixed together, and I just mix them together with clean hands and just make sure that they're all distributed well within your mixture. And now I take the rest of the ingredients and I create my sauce. And so I add in the oils as well as the water and the tahini paste, apple cider vinegar, all of my spices, and I go ahead and blend those down really well. Now, the great thing about meal prep is you don't have to add the sauce at the end. You can just keep the sauce in a separate container, and then you can make different sauces for some of the same salads that you create. That way you can make different tastes as you go. So I like doing that, or I just pour it over the top if I know I'm going to eat it pretty quickly. Like this one, I wouldn't let it sit for more than 3 days in the refrigerator, but if you remove the factor of the sauce, you can get a lot more days out of the salad. So that's how it becomes a prepped meal. Just keep enough that you're able to take from it as you need it. I sometimes use mixed greens when I want to plate this, but you definitely don't have to do that because you already have a big array of vegetables here. But I eat this as a side or even a main dish. So definitely have fun with it, try different sauces with it, and there you have it. I hope y'all enjoyed today because I did. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.